Hello, my name is Fausto Rodríguez and I'm going to present my final project to you. This is comprised basically of a reimagination of the classic snake game that we all have played in the past. It's basically the same basic game but with the competition from the computer running several enemies at the same time as you are trying to eat the fruit. Other thing that it's different is that it's not only one fruit that it's changing its place or one fruit appearing differently, but rather that each food you can set the amount and that amount is finite. When it finishes, you basically won or lost. So first we have here the PNG assets, which are just images, squares with colors to symbolize each part of the game that they are saying. Food is obviously the food. Snake head is just the head of the snake to not mix it with the tail, and snake is basically just the body. Enemies is an entity which is very similar to the other entity I'm using, which is called snake. They use the same exactly structure of the body called snake block, and they're very similar, but enemy needs another value which is called dead, and which we will be using when it either hits other people or hits itself with a wall or border we are setting. So here we have it's basically, this is just the construction basically. We have here the use of the thread to set the direction, and here we have the function for evitant, which is called update. Here we set things to be done. For example, here we check if when we are moving the snake hits with something. Well, no, when you hit with something with your head, you die. So unless it's the food, and here it's later. So basically, if it hits the borders, itself, other enemies, or the main snake, it will die. The enemy will. And if it's eating food, it will eat it and grow, as we see rather after here. When if it's eating, it will grow a little larger. Will get another block, and so on. So basically, that's enemy. Food is very simple, just the image of the food, and it gets set also in a random position. We have game, which basically holds all the entities, and it's literally the game. We have also two boolean and one integer, one for counting the points and two for the logic of the game. We use it to see when the game is running and if it's stopped, and if it won, it'll show a different screen, which we will see here on HUD, which means heads up display. So basically, here's the important part. If the game is not running, we have the two options. Either we won, and here we use the boolean, and we won, or we lost, and this will also say. If the game is running, it will just show the score. Object is just a class I did for the pointer and stuff. Snake is very similar, as I said. It does basically the same that enemy, other than the movement, which here is it's used as we see with evitant, which shows you is key pressed, and we change directions. As we know, if we're going up, we can go down. So this is why there's an F here. And this is basically the same if it hits others, if it hits enemies, of course it will die. And also one thing, if all food is eaten, we'll check the if all food was eaten and end the game, and check if we won or we lost. This is the snake block, very similar. It's the same in both snake and enemy. So we have just basically two kinds of images for the block. Either it's a head or part of the body. And here we have the points where it's moving, where it's now at, the progress, and the type of part it is, either head, tail, or just body, and if it's eating. So now we will run the game first with one enemy and one food. Here it is, one enemy, I won, very easy. If we put several, if we put two enemies, there are, one hit itself with a border, again I won. If we put several food, it will also show. If we see here, the enemy died when he hit us. And now to show that I'm also able to lose, I hit with the border and I've lost. Also, if we hit another enemy, if I can, I couldn't because it ran away basically. So here, as we can see, oh, he hit me, and if I hit him, I die too. So that's all. Thank you very much.